When football fans around the world saw that this man, Iker Casillas, was trending on Twitter, few if anyone could have guessed the actual reason why that was in fact the case. Most people would have assumed that it was something to do with, his career post-football. Maybe, just maybe he's going into management or coaching, or maybe some tabloid rumor about him went a little crazy, and that is why people were talking about him. As it turns out, the reason that people were talking about Iker Casillas was because the former Spanish goalkeeper, who you'd remember has actually led them to back-to-back European championships as well as their first ever World Cup, appeared to come out on Twitter as gay. Yes, you heard that right. Iker Casillas put out a tweet saying that he is gay, and I hope, and he said the exact words that he was in there was that he hopes that people respect him for it. Now, if that wasn't intriguing enough, another one of his former teammates actually ended up replying to that tweet, and then to make things even more mysterious, people still don't know what is real and what isn't. So what exactly is this, and how exactly is it that this story has actually become indeed just that, a story? Well, as I said, the first thing that you have to look at is the tweet which Iker Casillas put out, and he took to his official Twitter page and he posted the words "Espero que me respeto, soy gay, #Feliz Domingo." Now, if you translate that, it means I hope you respect me, I'm gay, happy Sunday. So as clear-cut as statements could come, right? I mean, he's put it out there very easily. I hope you respect me, I'm gay, happy Sunday, everyone. Naturally, people were in shock because, again, most people who are familiar with Iker Casillas know that he's been linked to a lot of women during his time. In fact, he had a very high, profile, let's say, relationship with a very noted Spanish journalist who, if you'd remember, would even be interviewing him pitside after Spain's matches during the 2010 FIFA World Cup, which was, of course, the World Cup that Spain would end up winning under Casillas' leadership. But now to make things even further murkier than this, and to actually send football Twitter into an absolute overdrive, you had this reply from none other than Carlos Puyol, who of course was a teammate of Casillas at the national level, but who was also one of his biggest rivals at a domestic level, because Puyol, of course, made his name as the skipper of Barcelona, and he was in fact one of the pillars of the side that dominated both Spain and Europe during the time when Pep Guardiola was their manager. And his reply was even more: "Es el momento de contar lo nuestro." It means it's time to tell our story, Iker. Now, the implication here again is fairly obvious. If you're talking, if Puyol is replying to the story that, a tweet rather, where Casillas is saying that he's gay, and then he's saying it's time to tell our story, the implication or the natural assumption most people made was that, was Puyol hinting at the same thing? Was he too about to come out? Well, as it turns out, all of that drama then ended up becoming even more dramatic and even more, let's say, confusing for many, due to three very simple reasons, or in fact due to one very simple reason, let's put it that way. Iker Casillas ended up deleting the tweet. But of course, you know for a fact that in this era on the internet, things will live on in infamy, whether it's real, whether it's not, due to, of course, because we took a screenshot of them. Again, even we weren't sure what was happening here, but then when we went back and looked to double check to see if, maybe it's a fake account, maybe it's a scam, maybe he's put out something saying that he's hacked, he ended up just deleting the tweet. Now, as to why he would do that is what's left many people confused, and there's contrasting media reports which are turning up. So there's one particular media report in the Spanish publication called AS, which says that Casillas actually put out the tweet in an ironic manner, and that the reason he actually addressed himself as being gay was to stop tabloid reports actually making up stories which are linking him to new women all the time. Now, of course, I mentioned that Casillas was in a very high-profile relationship with a noted Spanish journalist. Now, I say was because they did actually, in fact, end up breaking up, and unfortunately, they're no longer together. But since their breakup, well, Casillas has been linked to a lot of women by the Spanish media, by the Spanish press, and in fact, some of those stories have actually, led to direct rebukes from Casillas himself. For instance, there was one story where Casillas was supposedly linked to Shakira, who you remember is the former girlfriend of one of his other Spanish teammates, Gerard Piqué. and he had to go out and put out a denial on Instagram. So the apparent reason that he actually came out on Twitter and said that, listen, I'm gay, was to stop the press from actually spreading rumors about his private life, because he finds it annoying to deal with on a regular basis. That being said, I'll have to question the methodology, because if you're going to go out there and say, look, I'm gay, to stop people from linking you from women and to stop people from gossiping about you, all that he's really done is make himself the fodder of even more gossip by even more people beyond even the media, because social media is abuzz with this and most people don't really know how it is that they're supposed to react. So that brings us to the third point what I mentioned here, is that what exactly is the real truth? Because for the most part, besides AS, no one has really come out and offered an alternate view on the matter. Most people are just carrying the story as is and saying that, look, he's put out this tweet where he said he's gay. So is it really a wise strategy on behalf of Iker Casillas to actually avoid being gossiped about by putting out something that's actually way more salacious than what it is that people were gossiping about to begin with? Now, truth be told, these are not questions that I can answer very easily, so I'm throwing the questions out to you, dear viewers. Do you think that this is something that is a legit story? Do you think Casillas was hacked, or maybe he was trolling, or maybe, as media reports are indicating, he did it to stop people linking him to women all the time? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course tap the bell notifications icon so that you know when it is we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. Then you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And last but not least, download the AajTak app for all the breaking news updates from the world of sport. Thank you all once again for joining us. As always, I've been Shane Reyes, and I hope to see you all once again through the day. But for now, goodbye.